Alright, so I'm going to go over the instructions for this Netiquette assignment. This is your first assignment on Google Classroom. I'm giving you till the end of the week to do it. However, I will post an additional assignment, as we're supposed to be posting at least 2 assignments per week for you guys. So I will be posting another one on Thursday for you. It'll be a little bit smaller of an assignment. Something you'll definitely be able to do between Thursday and Friday. So both of those assignments will be due by Friday at 11:59 p.m. And I'll go ahead and put the grades in. Again, like I said, we're being flexible during these first couple of weeks while we all get acclimated to our routines. But I highly suggest that you follow these deadlines so you don't fall behind. Alright, so you're going to open the Google Doc, which has the instructions for the assignment on it, as well as the rubric and a space for your response. You can also view the rubric right here in more detail as to how you will get assigned points. So essentially, we'll go back over this after I read the assignment to you. So after reviewing our posted material about classroom netiquette rules, please respond to the following question. So at this point, I highly suggest you go open the Netiquette document and have that available for you. So the question is, which netiquette rule do you think is most important and why? So obviously all of these rules are important, but I want to know which one you think is important, is the most important, and why you think that. So you have 2 options for submitting your response. You can either type your response below, which is on the next page. I left space for you to be able to do that. You just click enter and start writing your response here. This would need to be in at least 3 paragraphs of at least 5 sentences per paragraph, explaining your answer. And I will go over to reference the rubric that I posted on this assignment here that you can read. So you'll get 30 points, as you can see here, for your response being at least 3 paragraphs and 5 sentences per paragraph. You'll get 30 points if you have that done. If you only have 2 paragraphs with 5 sentences per paragraph, you'll get 20 points. If you only have 1 paragraph or less than 2 paragraphs with 5 each, you'll get 10 points. And if it's less than 5 sentences, you won't get any points for that 30-point length of response requirement. So if you don't do at least a paragraph, then you're set up to only get about 20 out of 50 points. So, I mean, that's really not that much to do in a 1-week, 4-day period. I think that you guys can handle it pretty well. I don't think you will be citing any information, but if you do cite information that isn't from our netiquette guide, make sure that you do cite. Your second option for submitting would be to record and post a 2-minute video on our Flipgrid discussion explaining your response. So in order to do that, you would click on the Flipgrid link on the document and open Flipgrid up, and then you will log in with your school account. So this is my school account. So it logs me in, and you can see the assignment here. In at least 2 minutes, tell me what rule of netiquette you think is most important and tell me why you think that. Again, this is moderated, so I'll see it before it gets posted, but after it's posted, your classmates will also be able to see it. So there are 2 different rubrics. There's one for written and one for video, but they're essentially the same aside from the spelling and grammar and the response lengths. So for a written response, it needs to be, again, at least 3 paragraphs with 5 sentences per paragraph for 30 points total. You need to identify the rule that you think is most important. This needs to be clearly identified. That's 5 points. You either do or you don't. You get the points or you don't. Response is well thought out and convincing. That's, you do it or you don't. You get the points or you don't. To be well thought out and convincing, I need to believe that you thought about it for more than a minute before you started writing. This should be pretty easy for you to obtain and get the points. Spelling and grammar should be used correctly. You either do that or you don't. Make use of the spell and grammar check. It's right at the top of this document. You click it and it'll give you an overview of anything that needs to be changed. I used it, so I don't have anything on this. So you get those points or you don't. If you have more than 2 major spelling or grammatical errors, I'm going to say you don't get the points on that. Turned in on time. This one is literally you do turn it in on time or you don't. You get the points or you don't. For this one, if you email me about an extenuating circumstance, I can go ahead and waive this and give you the points for it. But if you do not contact me about it and you turn it in late, then you won't get those 5 points. So you'll be at a 45 out of 50 at most. The rubric for the video response, the main difference here is that your response will be 2 minutes long instead of 3 paragraphs. This needs to be continuous talking. You guys can't take breaks in between what you're saying. So it needs to be 2 minutes of continuous talking. If you're taking frequent breaks throughout, it needs to be longer. Identify one rule that you think is most important. This is the same, you do it or you don't. Your response should be well thought out and convincing. Grammar should be used correctly, and speech should be clear and understandable. The big important part here is you need to make sure you play it back and that we can hear you before you post it. If I can't hear you, then I can't grade you on it. And again, make sure it's turned in on time. So if you're going to write your response, this would be the time to go down here and start. You just start typing right there. That'll be the start of your 3 paragraphs. If you decide that you want to post, go ahead and click on this link to our Flipgrid. Log in. Click the green button. And I don't have a webcam, so it's not going to show you what you'll see, but you should also be able to access this from your phone. So go ahead and record your 2 minutes at least. You can go over 2 minutes, but you can't go under 2 minutes. And that would be where you'll submit that. Once you're done with either of these steps, you'll go back to the assignment, and I don't have the same view as you, so I'm not going to be able to show you exactly how to do this. If you click the clipboard, the purple clipboard, like it looks like right here, you will go to the assignment page. There might be like an edit assignment button on yours, and then there will be an option over here somewhere to turn it in. It'll be a purple button that says turn in. If you did a written response, you don't have to do anything. You don't have to link anything. It's already linked. It's making a copy for each of you. So your copy will be saved to your assignment. You don't have to do anything additional. If you did the Flipgrid, write a private comment over here. It'll be down here. It'll say private comments. Go ahead and write that you did a Flipgrid, just so that I have documentation of that. I will also see your Flipgrid, but just as a reminder for me to go look for that, because I'll click on it and your response won't be there. I just want to make sure I know that you did a Flipgrid. So private comment me, I did mine on Flipgrid. Okay, so then after you click turn in, the assignment will be complete. I will grade it based on this rubric, and then I'll return it to you with a grade. Make sure you check your emails for, if I do return it, if you have points that are missing for some kind of section, it'll show you which points you're missing. It'll be like 0 out of 5, 10 out of 30. I might leave a comment on there too to explain what you need to do. You can go back and resubmit. I don't mind that you do that. So that's that. If you have any questions, leave me a private comment or a public comment if you think it's a question everyone should know. You can always remind me any private questions as well. And that's about it. I will see you guys on Thursday for your next assignment.